Hello and welcome to this quick video. It's Bert, the editor of the Pro Detailer magazine. We are just about to start putting together the 5th issue, which is coming out at Waxstock this year, Waxstock 2017. And what we're looking for really is some ideas to go in it. We've now done 5 separate publications, including the Waxstock show guide last year. And I was just going to run through what we've got so far and really looking for ideas and for feedback on what you'd like to see in the next one. We've got quite a lot of comments already and quite a lot of ideas, but I just want to kind of open the field, open the table and say, hey, what would you like to read about in the next issue? So, for example, our first issue we started back in 2015. It was for Waxstock, and we thought, let's not just do a boring brochure, let's do something interesting. So we did a little booklet, which turned into quite a big booklet, and it ended up being 52 pages of guides, how-tos and stuff like that. There was no events, there was no trader talk, no products. It was purely just little how-to guides that we'd done, predominantly in combination with a big Porsche magazine at the time. So if you like that side of things, if the guides are what it's all about, let us know. And we can focus on those in issue 5. Then in issue 2, this is when we kind of became a bit thicker, so it went to 92 pages, and we brought in the events section. We went around all the shows and said hello to all the traders and guys, and took lots of photos and sort of keep up to date. Now, events, again, I don't know if it's something people like to read about. I quite enjoy putting them together. It gives me an excuse to get out of the office, but obviously if it's something that you quite enjoy reading through, let us know and we can do more of them. And then we also did a product section for the first time. So again, these aren't reviews, these are just, here is a product, it's usually a new product, this is what it claims to do, this is why it's different, this is where you can get it from, and this is how much it costs. So it's just a kind of a quick rundown of the products around. So for example, at this time Swissvax Utopia came out, and so we've got that, and the Supernatural Hybrid Nano from Dodo Juice. So we had that section, and again, let me know, do you like that sort of product, kind of quick review, or would you prefer purely kind of in-depth long reviews of products? Also, we've got in this one the Trader Talk. Now the Trader Talk and Showcase sections in issue 2 were one and the same, so we had a combination of our members' work along with interviews. So this is John Hole of Detailing World fame, random stuff somewhat on, you know, what sort of vans and stuff work for working in the mobile valeting detailing trade, new bits of kit, new bits of technology, that sort of thing. And then we had things like the crossword. That's a perfect example. We've only done the one so far. It took a lot of thinking, has to be said. Again, I didn't have much feedback on whether people liked it or not. If you did, let me know. If you thought it was too easy, let me know and I'll do my best. If you think it was too hard, we can perhaps tone it down a little bit. I know some things were a little bit cryptic and it was slightly kind of trader insider chat. So if you're not kind of completely obsessed by detailing and the detailing trade, then a lot of it was probably double Dutch. Then we had the car care side. So like issue 1, we've started doing, well, we continue to do guides, and again covering all sorts of topics. Now if there's a particular topic you would like covered, that's a perfect thing. Do just comment on this thread, let me know, and we will endeavour to do it. I mean, we've done a lot of them over the 4 different magazines already, but if you've got an idea that we haven't done or something you'd like us to do in more depth, absolutely shout and we'll do our very best. And then we did the mega test on this one, which was where we used 30 people, ranging from professionals to complete starters, beginners. We put in, I think, 18 products over 3 categories. We put them in little tiny bottles with just a number on, so they didn't know what they were testing, although a lot of guys did manage to guess 1 or 2 of the products. And then we put the results back, and it was very kind of statistical data, if you like. So lots of graphs and numbers and stuff like that. And it was interesting. It was really interesting what people enjoyed using. And I think a lot of people saw the results and thought, crikey, didn't expect that one. So yeah, that was issue 2. Issue 3 is one of my personal favourites. This one, again, follows issue 2 in terms of size, 92 pages. But we split up the Trader Talk section into a showcase and a Trader Talk. So there's an area specifically with write-ups of what our members have been up to, and then a separate area for kind of tradey articles, so stuff on, for example, managing your overheads, working with developing your own website, all of that sort of thing. And again, the product section we did as before, slightly more detail on the product, and it was slightly bigger than the previous one. So again, is this the sort of thing that you like, or would you prefer kind of, you know, really big articles on each one particular product? I suppose it's breadth versus depth, as ever. So as I say, this one carried on with Trader Talk. This is a showcase section, so it's sort of nice write-ups, as big of photos as we can do in our A4 format. And then in the mega test, then what did we do? We did quick detailers. So we then tested 70 products or so, and we did it sort of in-house, if you like, but we tried to keep it as fair as we possibly could. And we kind of recategorized all the different quick detailers around, from the spray and wipes right the way through the gloss enhancers and up to the spray sealants. And then we had all the kind of results at the end. And again, it wasn't as empirical as the previous one, but it was a broader test. It was much more subjective, but as I say, we tried to be as fair as we possibly can. We were testing all sorts of brands, from big multinational companies to little sort of cottage industry companies. So again, if you like the kind of the breadth of that test, let us know. If you prefer, you know, more like a showdown between 2 or 3 products, give us a shout. Then we have our most recent issue. Again, this was a real leviathan to get through. It was 100 pages, so our biggest yet. And again, we kept the structure more or less the same. This time, the only difference, I guess, is in the product section, we went to a lot of suppliers, and a lot of suppliers came to us and said, hey, what about doing a special offer in the mag? So there are lots of places where you can get money off them as a reader of the magazine. So again, if that's something you quite like, give us a shout, and we can be a little bit more proactive and maybe sort of chase some more manufacturers and see if they can organise us a discount code for magazine readers. And then the showcase section was much the same as before, but we did a theme. So we did a BMW theme. I really want to do Italian Stallions for issue 5. So again, back me up there. If you fancy some Italian exotica, say, hey, let's do the showcase section to be, you know, Ferraris, Lambos, Paganis, all the rest of it. Maybe even a Fiat. And we can do that. Then we had a guide section again, which followed on somewhere up here. And the guide section, again, varied in terms of, for example, this one I really liked was spotting a respray, how to spot one. You know, a lot of modern cars, the dealers have done a quick sort of nip and a tuck here and there to flog it on. How do you spot these things? Because sometimes if you go over it, machine polishing over a smart repair, quite often ends in tears, trust me on that. We've got helicopters and motorbikes. Again, how many motorcyclists read the mag? I mean, we can do a lot more on motorbikes. I know quite a lot of our members are motorcyclists. I personally don't know much about bikes, but I do rather admire their design. If it's something that you'd like to see more of, let us know, and we can, I don't know, maybe do a full strip down of a motorbike and a kind of a concourse preparation of a bike. That would be kind of fun. We've got convertible roofs in this one as well. Went in a bit more depth because we did cover it in issue 1, but here we're talking about the structure of it. We got in contact with the Hartz Corporation, who actually make most convertible roofs for most cars nowadays. Headlight restoration, another good one with Scholl. That's Grant there doing a photo step-by-step guide. And we did here, this Paul Every, Rebellion Automotive, on trim dressing. So this is an old Porsche, as you can tell, the ducktails got a little faded, brought it back to as new, and then did a little poll in detailing addicts and our own members. I think we actually got the details the wrong way around, but on that one, it's which sealant products people like, which trim dressings people like. So again, we did that, and then the mega test was on waxes, which was very much on popular demand. I did a similar video to this before we brought this one out, and everybody said we want paste waxes, and I was sitting there thinking that sounds very expensive, but we did it, and it was a lot of fun. We did it with Autoglim, and they did a lot of empirical testing. So again, we've got graphs and stuff. Try to keep it as objective as possible, and the nice thing is when you're taking readings and stuff, you can be objective because machines don't lie. Well, they don't lie subjectively, at least. And we're going to be concluding that one, so we've got tons of results on waxes here, as you can see, loads of ones tested. Test them under different criteria as well, including Fusso and stuff for the enthusiasts, and things like Brightmax Vantage, which is one of the big unsung heroes for the professionals. We also did, finally, and I don't want you to go on, I know we're already at 8 minutes, I said we would go no further than 10, Wax Stock Guide 2016. Dom and PJ and John have very kindly agreed to allow us to do the Wax Stock Guide for 2017. So this one was predominantly what you'd expect from a guide. It was a timetable, it was what you can expect to do, what the competitions are. And there was a little bit of sort of interesting bits and bobs, a bit of folly here on a little poem of all things. I think it's probably the first poem in a show guide ever, and probably the last, I guess, as well. But anyway, we did a step-by-step wash guide as well with Nanalex/Cheshire Auto Detailing, which was more expansive than the one we did in issue 1, and I think that's really good. It's really useful. It's for somebody who's just sort of turned up to Wax Stock because they want to get into it. Here's how to wash a car safely. Now, if there's a particular article you'd quite like to see in this, or a feature, I mean, I'm always open to lots of ideas. So if you say, look, what about this for doing it? Just bung it in the comments, and we will hopefully get it in there for you. So, yeah. that's the request, is if you've got ideas for issue 5, that'd be brilliant. If you've like to get any of the previous copies, we've got copies of them all. Issue 1 and this wax stock guide are running very low though. I suspect within a month they will have run out. We've got plenty of issue 2 and some of issue 3 and plenty of issue 4 as well. So it's all on our website at www.pro-detailer.com. Many thanks.